Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. My name's Adette Lessert. I'm with 9 3/4 Coaching. And every Wednesday I come to you with some tips and tricks to help you make it through the rest of the week. We have been going through the Harry Potter series chapter by chapter, and I'm pulling out the coachable moments for you and talking about how they might pertain to something that's happening in your life or how you might use that information for your benefit. Now, we are in the third book, The Prisoner of Azkaban. We are in the chapter, The Leaky Cauldron. And what came to mind for me this week as I read this chapter was something that actually pertains to our day-to-day lives right now, that's in the political climate, and that is of privilege. In this chapter, Ron points out how Harry is privileged and how if something happens, like blowing up his aunt, that he's not going to be punished the same way as Ron might be punished. He's not going to face the same consequences as Ron, and that's because of his privilege. And we have a culture right now where there is privilege. I was born into privilege, being a colonized family, our colonizer family, coming from white stock. That's my privilege. But in the very next page that I read on this chapter where Harry's being pointed out how privileged he is, there we have Hermione saying that she is going to take Muggle studies. And Ron's questioning, why would you take Muggle studies? You were born into Mugglehood. You were born, like your parents were Muggles, and you're a Muggle. You have experienced this. And she says, yes, but it would be nice to see it from another perspective. And so as somebody who's born into white privilege, it is my responsibility to learn about other perspectives, how my culture, my colonizing family, the social economics of being born into culture, the things that I'm indoctrinated into as part of white culture, how is that seen from other people who are not born of privilege? It is my responsibility to look into that. It's my responsibility to check for the other perspectives that might be in play here. So if you are of privilege, I invite you to look at where your privilege originates from. I invite you to investigate, to learn more how other people might see that perspective differently, how they might have been affected by your privilege or their lack of privilege. I invite you, if you are not a person of color, to not feel bad for where you've been and the lack of privilege you've had, but understand that there are some people like myself who have been indoctrinated into this culture. And as being indoctrinated into this culture, we need time to digest the new perspective. Please be patient with us. There are those of us that are really trying to learn. We would love to have your guidance. If you are a person of color, if you are a person of minority, please reach out to those of us that are willing to learn and to do better. Reach out to us. This week I actually was watching a series on Netflix, Atypical, and there is a scene of privilege, and that is where Izzy is treated differently than her friend, and she actually tests this theory because her friend is getting more punishment for the same things that Izzy is participating in. Izzy challenges that and finds out that it is true. She is living in a place of privilege. And so challenge your own privilege and be willing to talk to those that are privileged to give them guidance and understanding of what that privilege means. What does it mean for them? What does it mean for you? What can a person of privilege do to change the dynamic? What can a person of privilege learn to make a difference so that there is more equality and fairness across the board? I know this one's a tough one here, but that's my coaching suggestion for you. Open your eyes, see what's there, be willing to learn, be willing to share, and be part of the conversation. I wish you all the best this week, and we will see you again same time next week. And I hope that you have a lovely day, and we'll take care. Bye now.